Okay. I will say, starting at a weird time this time, because I don't know. I don't know why. I could have waited till 12 because I know I wasn't going to be ready at 11:30, but we're 11:45, baby. Let's go. Ugh. So, today we will talk about karma, and I wish I still have my sketchbook with me, but I haven't I have a lot of drawings I did of karma, but I don't have any traditional drawings I did of karma. At least traditional drawings that I have with me. Yeah. The best you can get for a drawing of karma is a drawing of Azrael. What can I say? Karma really likes Azrael. So I'm just gonna put that there. And I grab stuff. I'm pretty ready for today. I'm pretty awake. I just finished my math test. For the record, I passed it. Didn't pass it well, but did pass it. I'm probably gonna retake it just so I have a better score. Okay. Found my color for today. Yeah. Whoa, I'm bumping everything. Yeah. So I will say this might be a shorter stream simply because a karma stream is either going to be super long or super short. Because there's a whole variety of details that I need to get into if you want to understand karma. But since I don't really care, this is mainly about character design, basic character lore and stuff as a stream. I don't care that you really understand the character, but then that gets rid of a lot of the character, so I don't know. I will say, Karma is. I think Karma's like the first god that I really developed. Like, the first one I drew was Valkyrie. The first god that I made was Alias. But Karma's the first one that I actually, like, did in-depth stuff with. This is the first one that I drew a holy symbol for. And other things. And I cannot find my little in-between paper. Where is it? Goodness. Found it. It was hiding. There we go. Put this under here. I've forgotten it all too often. We're doing R12, Rose Boulevard. But yeah. So this marks the first god. Like, I consider this to be, there is like 3 arcs in my gods. It's the old gods, it's the moderate gods, and it's the new gods. So this begins the first one of the last 4 Welcome to Phantasticus Godhood streams. Not saying that I won't stream any character design Phantasticus stuff. I'm just saying that it's gonna be the last of my gods and stuff. Started with Wish. Which I'm both very excited and very nervous for that. Because then we start getting to a lot of the more intricate stuff. Which, I don't know. Just to recap, this is the one that we did last time, is the youngest of the middle gods, and Karma is in that awkward in-between of middle and the new gods, but falls underneath the new gods, but is really, really in the middle, just like Valkyrie is between the old and the middle gods. Also, I know old and new, that just makes sense, but middle gods always sounded weird to me. Like, I don't know, I just don't like it. I need a new term for that. Yeah, so we drew Alger, god of the cold, god of winter, and now we're doing god of fire. And I don't know why I wrote Karma the god of fire. Like, I definitely am gonna start doing that with all of my gods. I like it a lot more, but I don't know why I decided to change it up suddenly. Like, I didn't even. Oh, hold up. No, I didn't change it up suddenly. Did I just forget? No. So this one doesn't have it. This one doesn't have it. This one has it. This one hasn't. This one has it. This one has it. This one doesn't. This one does. So, I guess I just forgot to write the for Alger. Never mind, I was wrong in the wrong direction. Goodness me. But yeah. That's funny. Oh my goodness. So, of course, as we get into any of these live streams, we're going to draw the holy symbol first. Oh my goodness. Hold up. Deciding if I want to be a little silly or not. Can I be a little silly? Do I have the tools to silly? What? I do. I do have the tools to silly. I was really confused right there. No, I do. Be a little silly. Do a little compass action. Move it down a little. Oh! Yep. This is so silly. Try to get it. Whoa. I am. I'm normally better at this, but I'm normally not live streaming while I'm trying to use a compass, and I don't know if that's impacting me at all. But just know, I'm normally not this bad. Well, I guess whatever. I just have to redo compass stuff. There we go. There, wasn't that silly? Also, I will say, out of everyone's holy symbols, hers is one of my favorites. But you can already see it, like, in the thumbnail. But I also just sent it in the Discord, mainly so I can have an easy reference for it, because I do like it a lot, and I have zero plans to change it. I could use the compass more, but I don't think I want to. Because I wanted to give, like, all the holy symbols names. I talked about this before, and how I really only liked Elgers of the Winter Star. The same thing kind of applies here. I wanted to do that. I did give this one a name, but I don't really like it. Like, we have Alias is, I think Alias is the double sun. Nure, no. I don't think I named Nure's. That, if I did, I definitely forgot it. But, and then, like, Polaris's was the compass of stars. And Karma here, she had the bells of glory, which I'm definitely changing that, because she is not a glory person. I mean, she kind of is, but not really. I don't know, it's complicated. But I will say, one reason why it is so hard to talk about Karma is because, as I said, Karma is like the most interdeveloped with lore because you kind of, I don't know, she just is interesting as a god. At least to me. This is mainly due to the fact that, well, just to get it out there, because I said how I also wanted to get, like, Algiers, the Angel of Winter, and stuff like that. She does have a second name that I really like, called the Mother of Revolution, which you kind of need to know a long backstory on the history and why she revolted in the first place. But I do think because there is so much, and I know her so well, I think this stream will be a lot more entertaining than others in the past. Because there's a lot to talk about with her other than me being confused on what to say normally. So, the right spot, it's close enough again. I'm just concept sketching everything. Ooh, I have this like lump in my throat right now. Metaphorical, of course, but it's just kind of weird. Drink water. Okay, there we go. We got it drawn out, which, I don't know, for some reason I have a hard time drawing and talking. I mean, I know why. It's because humans are not inherently built to multitask. No human is, and I, a human, also am not. So, I guess, darn, we're gonna zoom in. More entertaining stream, I say, and then you can't even see what I'm doing. Um, come on. There we go. That's okay. Oop. Don't forget me. Don't. But so Karma, again, very interweaving into my lore. In fact, Karma wasn't even the original god of fire. If you've seen anything like about my webcomic I've been working on, or even if you're just on my Tumblr or DeviantArt, then you would know, I guess, Discord server and friends as well. I'm sorry, I'm trying to name every single person that would have encountered Waffle. But then you would know who Waffle is. Waffle is this little imp, demon girl, who is a child and ends up getting stuck in the human world and then tries to travel home. But originally in that story, she was going to die. And I'm not saying that that part changes, but what did change is she was going to die and become a god? Become the god of fire to protect her friends. Since she did technically fall into all the categories if she died, besides the fact that you have to die on her birthday, which, I mean, that's not something hard to really adjust. Just make sure the season correlates with the one she's born in. But So what it does mean is the fact that, yeah, she's gonna die, become the god of fire. I mean, she was a child when she died. Like, we're talking 15 at the oldest. So that gets Wish's fever already, and she was trying to protect some people that she really cared about dearly. But then I decided to change that around. So originally, Karma was a part of the Waffle story too. She just, one, didn't have the name Karma. She was unnamed at the time, and originally she was Waffle's mother, like biological mother. Now she's still Karma would be at the time fully demon, but she's still, I always imagined her having like white fur and black spots. Like just a few black spots and little black patterny details around on her body. And she's always more imp-like because, she's Waffle's mom. And that led to, well, if I didn't want Waffle to be a god, because I decided to change my mind to let her become a god, I decided that now she wasn't a god, that I decided to make Karma the god in her place. That is what I'm trying to say. Goodness, why did that take me so long? Forgetting my words over here. But just to take a pause from that story, because that's really all you need to know on how Karma became a deity. Karma was not always a deity, but now is. But just to talk, I called these like the bells of glory. I believe I already said that, but I think for the record, it's just good to say that part again. Just kind of see how much room I need to work with. I don't need that much space. Come on, zoom in a little. Ah, it's a little much. I think that's good. Okay, that's good. So, oh, and I'll talk about the symbols between the bell, and this is supposed to be like a little ribbon turning into fire. God of fire. That checks out. So, I always drew Karma with bells. Like in my very first depictions of Karma, originally Karma actually wore a masquerade mask and was covered in like roses and stuff. So we changed Karma quite a bit from the first concept art of her. But as for the, oh, why is that not focusing? Hello. Hello. Hi. Please focus. But when I actually started drawing Karma more fully, I quickly just started putting bells on her for no reason whatsoever. I just wanted to. And now there is a reason why, because I did research. Bells first, research later. What can I say? And yeah. I will say Karma is definitely one of my favorite. I just realized all of my favorite characters are kind of fallen angels, or at least part angel. Just come on, open thing, open please. I'm just trying to pull up my picture. Okay, there we go. Now it's opening. So, don't like starting with the head. Why do I keep drawing the head? There, ribcage. No head. So yeah, Karma's always one of my favorite. In fact, if you've checked out the Tumblr Phantasticus blog, Then none of these live streams I've actually attached to the blog, which I really should have put them on the blog, but I haven't. Definitely should have. It is a regret, but I don't think I'm going to do it now because, well, we're on the last 4. I think when I start live streaming past those 4, like start going into more in-depth stuff, I think I will. But no, I don't like that. If things would load, that'd be very nice and helpful, please. Load, please. Oh. Is that loading, I see? It's kind of loading. Anyway, I drew pelvis too small again. Come on, give her some hip. So just some fun facts about karma and stuff while I'm doing like this very basic sketch, which I don't normally talk about the sketch, but like there really is not much to it. Karma is a very lean figure. It's got those digigridded. Just trying to see. Yeah. Got those digigraded feet. Ooh, that is so off. There. Here's a tip when drawing legs, especially if you want them to be even centered, and especially if they're digigraded. This really helps with digigraded legs, I have found. Draw a line in the center so they're not bending in all wonky like. There we go. Oh goodness, why is that open? No, go away, please. I don't know, my art program just randomly opened because I'm trying to keep a second monitor open for like reference photos and, comments and stuff. And it happens to be the same thing that I usually do all my art stuff on. Well, digital art stuff. What on earth was that? Our chickens are going wild. I don't know why I switched over while drawing the legs. That only shows her face. But I'll put in some leg there. It's very simple. Like, Karma, for me, is probably one of my easier characters to draw as well. Being as she has no toes, she just has hooves. Hoofy woofies. That hoof looked terrible. Also, goodness gracious, my thing is in all kinds of whack right now. And now it's not loading. Please. Oh, no. Made it worse. Fixed it? Fixed it? Yeah! That's right, I fixed it. Let's go. It wasn't hard to fix, but like, still, I fixed it. I will say, since I've been like changing outfits a lot from their more simple ones to be like more complex and stuff, I have no idea what to draw for Karma's outfit. I think on this figure, I don't want to draw her religious ceremony outfit, but I think I will. Just kind of boop, boop. erase that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So her legs are a little funky, and I think it is mainly caused by the digigrade being too far pointing to the center. But I think if I make the hooves facing the camera, front, front, frontwise hooves, then that would be better. Yeah, that's a little better. Not much, but whatever. So, yeah, as I was saying, Karma is an imp, still is an imp. However, is no longer a full-fledged demon anymore and is actually half angel. And this is where it gets super mixed up into my lore because the half angel lore goes crazy. Why? Because they're my favorite ones to develop. I love them so much. I don't know what poster to be in. All these poses have been very simple, which is not normally what I like to do for concept art, because I do like to show them for their personalities. I want you to know the character. But this has been so much just being able to draw them in a simple pose, especially since I'm trying to have some quickness to what I'm doing. This is why I'll probably never stream my digital art. Not just because well, let's just say if I were to stream my digital art, live stream, look, everything breaks when I record. I think more things would break if to record live. So that's why I'm not doing that. Whoa, everything's pixelated. Okay, we back to normal? We good? Sorry, I just noticed everything went crazy on my screen. Of course, there is a little delay from what is happening and what I'm seeing, so if I take long to answer comments, that's why. But yeah, very basic Karma figure. Now we get to. I'm just adding more. I really know what I want her to look like, at least physically, even if it's not outfit wise. I know what I want her to look like physically, cause she is very impish. But I gotta draw her silly little wings. I love drawing wings. Wings are one of my favorite things to draw. If you couldn't tell by how many characters I put wings on. I guess I guess there's only 3 gods that have wings, but that's 3 out of 12. That's like a fourth of the pantheon has wings. But yeah, and there we go. There we go. So we got our little figure, and now it's time to sketch out some faces. I will say, I like giving my imps like big eyes. Mainly because it's like, ooh, big eyes, stare into your soul. steal your soul kind of stuff. So I think for this one, I'm gonna kind of reference the most recent drawing I've done of Karma, which is the one that is the profile for the All Things Phantasticus blog. Isn't she just so cute, so innocent? Wouldn't hurt a fly? It's only the mother of revolution. She's only part a lot of people in the spirit of revolution. But yeah, currently, from the reference photo that I have, or well, the profile, I last drew her with her hair back. This was supposed to be like some kind of. This is supposed to be like a fancier outfit at a party, like what she does to celebrate, what she's wearing to celebrate. And I gotta draw her bow tie. See, isn't she just so cute? Evil. I have so much more fun drawing the non-human characters than the ones with the human faces. Like, even with Eve, I haven't had so much fun drawing these since Eve. Like, Polaris was okay, Alger was okay. I kind of struggled with all of the guys. I always liked drawing Valkyrie, so she was okay. But I really like doing the silly little faces for Eve. I was thinking maybe if I give her like a more, slightly, almost more animalistic nose? Does Waffle, did I give Waffle an animalistic nose? I gotta check. Hold on. Just scroll, scroll, scroll. Hello, Waffle. Hello, Waffle. I mean, I did give Waffle a more, like, it is like a human mix. Color in. So yeah, I think it's time to draw Karma with the usual hair I give her, which is kind of like, no, I do not like that. It does not look like that normally. Oh my goodness. I think maybe finish drawing her head and then we can get that. I do like, I did not give her a rounder face, but I always do like giving her a roundy baby face. She is so confused. I don't think I have any older Karma photos in easy access. I could definitely fetch them. I think no one's watching right now. So, hello, people who decide to watch, people who are like me and never watch live streams because they'd rather watch the aftermath just because we've always got something showing up at any random moment and we don't want to miss anything. Hello, people like that. I definitely try to make my things appeal to you more by talking even when no one is there. Like now. Think I'm talking to myself? No. Whoever's hearing this right now, I'm talking to you. I am in your house. Hello. Gonna steal your avocado toast. I'm just kidding. I don't care too much about avocado toast. I'm just being silly. Okay, got my least favorite drawing of Karma and the history of Karma. The one I did for Pride Month. However, we did get her peak outfit from it, so it wasn't all bad. Oh yes, the drawing of Karma where I forgot to draw her ears. Just scrolling through my DeviantArt. I will say, I do actually have to go check something for a moment. I have a package that's going to be arriving. So I just want to go, because I think I heard something. It might have just been the dogs barking, and I don't know if you caught that, but I will be right back. Sadly, I was wrong. There is nothing, not yet, but I should be getting a package today. However, I did, in the time that I was gone trying to check things, I brought my device and I've got my Karma reference pictures. I got some of the old drawings of Karma. But now we can draw her little wild hair strands. I think her hair has changed like the most. And I don't mean changed the most in the way that I draw it differently than I used to. I'm saying every single drawing, it's a little different. I mean, it makes sense. Her hair is just kind of crazy. It's, I like that for her. I like that. I've always liked that for her. And her hair is not even technically hair, it is technically just fur. Longer fur on her head. She's fluffy. She's covered in fur. I'm trying to look at the other Karma photos. It's kind of a lot of when I was drawing Karma a lot, I was more so drawing Azrael. And then Karma just happens to have connections to Azrael, so Karma was just also drawn. Like, I started out drawing Karma, but it just kind of turned into Azrael. Which, hey, if you're any of my friends, you know my favorite boy is Azrael. He still is my favorite boy. I don't draw him nearly as much as I used to. However, whenever I do a very detailed piece, there's a good chance it's Azrael, and most of them are Azrael. I do got more simple earrings and stuff for her. Bows. Like, here is kind of what she was wearing in the original. She had her like sleeveless shirt and her little bells. That one bells moved to being earrings, which I do like. I think I do like this one more, the more tied back. Make her look more professional. But maybe it's just because she's got the bow tie, and Karma with bow tie is iconic. We've got to do this. We gotta draw a little side profile. I don't even care about drawing lips. I'm not even gonna try to draw lips. Lips is something we'll worry about another day. I guess I'll draw a little mock ears. Maybe that's what I do. I add more tuft of hair here. And this is also an aspect of kind of the original. I think I just didn't add any fluff here, so it looks odd. That might be a part of it. But yeah. Karma, hello. Bow tie. Let's go. Close eyes. So I'm just gonna try one more with the hair. Make it more easily interpretable as fluff that just also happens to act hair-like in the right circumstance. Floppy, yeah. And then give her bow tie. Bow tie, let's go. Cheeky. I will say, despite this being the original, it being a classic, messy, down-haired Karma, I do maybe this. Give you another chance. I'll draw you with the earrings. The earrings, they just so much character, so much flair. I do love the silly little Karma face, but I don't know, this one's so cute. She's a cute. She's just a little gal, little guy. I think I think we're definitely gonna have to have some down here, but I think just for the main purpose of this, I think we're doing this tied back fluff. Fluff look, tied back fluff. Yeah. I do always keep the loose strand of hair, and I do like that about the newer Karma haircut. It's just keeps up, looks more professional. There we go. You already know what earrings she's gonna have. Little bell earrings. So, we're gonna go to the next part, of course. Where we try to draw an outfit. Which I will say, I do think up here, I think I made her torso a little too big. I wonder if I can just quickly fix that. Hold on. I'm gonna try to quickly fix that by just making her legs longer. Perfect fix. I think that definitely helped. Can we focus? I know there's not much to focus on right now. Can we calm down? Stop freaking out for a moment, please. Thank you. I really appreciate when you decide to be nice. And hopefully, yeah, I think you're being nice. So, got outfits, draw. Ribcage, little pelvisy. Have that karma lean to it. So the original karma dress, I literally don't even have to worry about arms here because her clothes have always been sleeveless. Is that we did like a little wrap around there. We always had an opening, a little bit of fluff sticking out, you know. In the original karma outfit, we had the two bells here, right in here. I also know that we had a belt. We usually went above the hip, and there we go. Which I do kind of like this look. I think originally this was like both, you didn't see like the other side of the outfit. And I think if we fan this out to be more cape-like and like longer and stuff, I think that definitely adds to the more ethereal, I am an actual literal god look to that. Add little pattern. So I think that is a look I'm going for, but of course we gotta try out the bow tie. We love the bow tie. The Karma official standard bow tie. Little bluff, lot of love, and ginormous bow. This is just what makes Karma Karma. Ginormous bow. I think if we do that, we kind of gotta get the diamond bigger so that the things are not like they're not fighting too much. I do always love the bow tie. But I think if we're doing that, maybe if we add something like here and to keep some of those bells on outfit, just like a little design thing, add some asymmetry. I think that would be nice. So this is going a lot better than I thought it was. But I think, of course, we've got to visit like the oldest karma design in all of history. Same dress. And boom. Skirt. It was a two-layered skirt. Can't remember. Gotta remember. It looks like a ballerina. Bow tie. I think I do really like this more classic look, though. I'll be real honest here. And I don't know why. I feel like they're on some arms. Have some arms. Big arm. Hmm. I think we do keep, maybe we do just keep the bow tie for the important occasions. We lift up that, keep those there. Maybe I just like them more on the side view. Let's try one more. This is really the bow versus bell competition right now. Competition that is blurry and you can barely see. Draw here. We'll do another. I think this will be another bow tie example. Bigger bow. Bow. Here is that. Bells there. And then kind of stick out flare. I do like it. I do like it a lot. Beep. And just one more for good measure. I'll be honest, I really do love drawing outfits. They have got a deep place in my heart. And Karma's outfit has always been kind of one of my favorites. And I do think I should try out more than pretty much what Karma's outfit is already. But currently it is bow tie versus Bella's extravaganza right now. Maybe it's just the lower down thing that I like. What if we made this higher up for the deciding factor on... Ooh. Maybe like it a lot. Maybe if we also add chimes here. Add some more complex to the design. I really don't think we need those when we have that. I do think we need them when we just have bow tie though. But I think just for the record, so that we try something new, this is actually not the first, it's like the first outfit idea that I kind of liked. But there are a few more of the original Karma outfits we have. Like, just kind of drawn out a base, draw on the ribbon. Also, hello, other person that is watching. I know you're there. You cannot hide me. But another idea, especially paired with the kind of more frilly skirt, was just the skirt instead of the more dress, and then it covered like that, kind of like a typical ballerina dress. Bow tie. I think if we do this one, we definitely need maybe this one had the original bells. No, actually, never mind. The original just, it had the bells. I was trying to think about where the original one had the bells. It had them, this is where the bell neck trend started, because it went up to there, attached to the collar, did that. Which I will say, I do still love the fit for Karma. There's just no bad fits for Karma. She's a queen. But I was more drawing this for silly, goofy fun, just to play around some more. But I definitely do lean to still this outfit more for Karma, simply because it, I don't know, it's more professional. Not that Karma is professional, but I like it more, okay? Personal preference, okay? Um, I don't know. Do I have an idea for another one? What could be a potential another one? Maybe do that same sway look idea. Bells, of course. And then, but instead of a more fluffy skirt, if we had the more what we're going for here. That. Ooh, okay, I do like that. I do like that a lot more than the frilly skirt. Karma's not a frilly person, it seems. She could rock it, but I don't think she would. I will say, I do think I'm still picking that one, but I think this outfit, this fit, is definitely gonna have to make an appearance. Also, why is everything so crooked? Goodness. Cannot keep anything nice, can I? Well, let's move up. Oh, the entire everything is crooked. Not just the book. The book wasn't even the problem. Just everything. Just I gotta change everything real quickly. Hold on. Look. How does it feel to not be crooked? Still a little crooked. I'm not a perfect person. Just moving everything up so things are not falling off the table, for goodness sake. Now it is time to give her her dress. Now, I forget how much I just love drawing Karma. Look, we're gonna end stream and then. No, never mind. I was gonna joke around and saying, like, we're gonna end stream and then I'm just gonna draw Karma 20 billion times. But I don't think I am. I'm still not over Seth and Pandora. They rule my life currently. There we go. Well, I think we take it there, just above the split, maybe? Do we want that longer? I think we got it longer. Gotta do it just a little longer. Okay. Get rid of some stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna still like do stuff there because there is still creases and stuff, and then whoop, draw our little back KP piece. Also triangular. And there we go. Oh, whoops, sorry. Got a fire, gets a fiery through window. I'm an artist, what can you say? A master of design. And this arm is way longer than this arm. I like this arm more, but I like this arm's length more. Well, this is just basic character design. We're just having silly, goofy fun. Just being silly. Um, and of course, now that we've got a good drawn out figure, we're gonna cover it with spots. Spots everywhere. Even on my little concept hair sketches, spots. Coat the world in your glorious spots. Put them there. Put them here. Put them here. And here, and here, and here. And here, and here, and some here, and there, and some on the wings speckle. There we go. That's the karma I know. The one covered in spots. Perfect. Also, whoa, there's 3 people watching now. Hello! 2 people and myself. Because I have this open on another monitor to look at comments. You can comment. I will see it. But hello! I am my #1 viewer. I'm trying to decide if I want to work on designing. I think zoom out. We're at a point. I'll zoom out. Look at me. Darn stupid markers. Just gotta move everything. Like always. Here's what we got so far. We did our little base sketch of what karma looks like. Now we've got some faces that I did working on her hair. We ended up going with the up hair and just some outfit concepts, which I didn't think this one was gonna win. I thought this one was gonna win in my mind, because it's not that any of you are voting. You have no rights or no choice here. You're only just listening to me, talking to myself, alone in a bedroom. So I think I'm gonna write my notes. I've been forgetting, like, on my other pages and stuff, I've been, like, I completely forgot to write most of my notes on this one, and I forgot to write any here. Like, I'm honestly surprised. Well, Karma died at 17. The mother of revolution is a child. Whoa. I think I will scribble that down here, though. Just bold, just trying to make my page more interesting, you know? And how on earth do you spell revolution? I'm not even trying. I'm not about to make a fool of myself. I am looking it up. Revolution. There we go. I'm not an idiot. Most of the times. I am usually, but not today. Ugh. That lettering sucks. Make it closer. There we go. Be friends. There we go. How nice. Hehehe. No, I think I'm gonna. Karma really hasn't changed much between pre-death and post-death, really. I do need to design pre-death Karma's outfit, though, because I said I didn't know what I was gonna settle on for this, even though I apparently lied. Apparently I knew exactly what I wanted to do as soon as I started drawing it. But I actually don't know. Because karma is poor. Gotta have a reason to revolt. I think stop sticking to my other pages so I can better use my little pad so I don't get red everywhere. My little marker. Ooh. So, I will say, just some little karma details as we were talking about, like what you said. She died at 17, mother of revolution. She is half angel, half demon, and like most of my characters that are this half angel, half demon, they quickly become my favorite, and I don't stop drawing them. However, this is my first time drawing Karma in a while, so she's got a new face and everything. Like, even my art style used to be completely different. And so, with the God of Fire, I don't want to get into him much, but I think I have to talk about Azrael a little bit. And I am not doing it because it's like finding an excuse to talk about my favorite boy, my favorite baby boy. I literally need to talk about him in order to explain Karma. So, just a little note on Azrael. He also is a half demon, half angel. However, because of that, though he was born in heaven, he was like immediately kicked out for being this blasphemous hybrid creature. Which, checks out. We kinda all expected that. Only using one color is kinda hard sometimes. I think I think I'll be silly and put it into the wings, even though her little wings stuff are black and not red. But whatever. I'm having silly little goofy fun over here. So, Azrael, he ends up being taken in by an orphanage. I mean, he is a young child on the streets with his twin, Hecate. Ooh, forgot to color earrings. Here, you have the right to have colored earrings. So, I am like, I keep holding my breath for no reason at all. Look, you two other people and myself, most people I've had on here in a while, so I'm nervous, freaking out. But just to continue on with Azrael is that he falling he was taken in by this orphanage. His sibling was not, because Azrael looks more angel-like and can well, isn't shunned as much because most people don't realize what he is, because he just fits in better than, like, for example, Karma does. So he ends up stealing from the orphanage to try to feed his sibling, keep them both alive. Which that ended him in, well, Hecate being found, him being found out that he is not an angel and is a hybrid, so him being thrown out. So now we have some older children out on the street. And, nothing really changed. Azrael keeps stealing food, and Hecate tries, but he's not. They are not near as good as Azrael is. So sucks it up a lot most of the time. And then that leads into where Azrael ends up accidentally breaking his leg while trying to make his great grand escape when he has some bread. Which this had Hecate now being the only one really capable of thieving because Azrael is injured. So Hecate tries, once they kind of shuffle over to a nearby town so they would not get caught by the one they were currently robbing from. And it's not the first try, it's the second try of trying to steal stuff and already caught. That's all it takes. They are not an expert at this like Azrael is. But this guy ends up feeling really sympathetic. He and his wife had been wanting children, but they were unable to, so they almost saw this as like a gift from the gods and took in both the siblings, which, because they are still these blasphemous creatures thrown out of heaven to hopefully so that they don't have the guilt of killing children that haven't done anything yet, but then they could, well, thought they would just die because have you seen a child? They don't live well on their own. But due to some help and petty theft, robbery to live, they ended up surviving. And so one day, this angel scout comes near the town. I mean, they're not looking for Azrael or Hecate because they are both assumed to be dead as soon as they were thrown out of Heaven's Gates. But Azrael, going out for a little walk in the forest, picking berries, Azrael stuff, ends up getting caught by the scout. And, still blasphemous creatures, still half demon, still half angel. And that causes some major conflict. And through sheer luck, Azrael ends up stealing the sword off of the angel and killing him. But angels don't just die out in the middle of the woods, so that sent suspicion, and the village, including the little house of people who gratefully took in Hecate and Azrael, are now dead. Which that sends Azrael on his character signature murderous rampage. And through some training, obtaining weapons, he ends up slaughtering many, many angels. That's why he's the angel of death. Not because he's an angel and he happens to collect souls or whatnot. It's because he was an angel and seeing him as an angel meant death. Which, yeah, there is a lot more to Azrael's story to that. Like, a lot more, but this is about karma, this is not about Azrael, but you do need to understand a bit of Azrael's backstory in order to understand karma's. So, Karma was kind of subjected to that same fate. Originally born in heaven, thrown out near immediately because of being half demon, half angel, being this blasphemous creature, and Karma, she like Hecate, wasn't this lucky, got taken in by an orphanage and had some time. It was like immediate thieving to survive. And one of these days, when Karma was young, like younger, she still is pretty young, by the time that she died. But she ended up, gotta move that over real quick. But she ended up hearing this human guy telling the tale of Azrael. Something of Azrael's completely gone missing. He's just disappeared, assumed to be dead. the so Karma hears the story of a hybrid creature just like her, this fellow half demon, half angel, slaughtering all of these angels in the name of revenge, both for the people that was killed and because of his angelic mother who had him and cast him out. And, well, to most people, this is almost like a horror story because it was a mindless slaughter for the most part. But to Karma, someone who saw themselves in Azrael because, well, they were both hybrid creatures, went as that's an inspiration, and then also went on to try to attack an angel. When Karma ran into an angel after luring it in because of the fact that it is half angel, half demon, attempting to kill it and really struggling, failing miserably, not understanding how Azrael killed his first angel at all. Angel, oh, and nearly failed if it wasn't for, surprise, surprise, Azrael's still alive. He just managed to kill his mother, so he decided, okay, I've done enough damage, I've done enough harm, I've gotten my revenge, I'm good now. So, oh, Azrael did quickly get the news of this little angel, little Dangel, I like to call these hybrids, going all about shouting about how they're gonna destroy heaven and stuff. And Azrael's like, one, this child is an idiot. You don't go running around shouting that. They're gonna hunt you down as soon as they've got an inkling on where you would be. But decides to give him a weapon. And though Azrael never showed up face to face, this is where Karma's weapon, her holy weapon, comes into play. It's just a very basic dagger. Azrael's not about to waste resources on something that he would assume was gonna die immediately. And to be fair, he was right too. He's kind of right. Never was proven wrong. But very quickly, when Karma was this fighting, is like, did not have the will, the drive, or the goals of Azrael within this. Was just kind of hurting angels for the same name of revenge, even though Karma didn't quite know what it meant to be vengeful, or even what Azrael was seeking vengeance and retribution for. So instead, what Karma ended up discovering something else for the angels, that especially when they were attacking even when Karma was really doing nothing, Karma realized one quick things of angels, they're warriors, they're killer, and they don't care who has to go as long as they feel their goals are being achieved. And that includes other half demon, half humans, other anything that isn't like them. So then that starts where Karma's real fight gets in. Not a fight in the name of revenge, but a name of revolution, a name of protection, to care about the children like herself that no one ever wanted. Those other angels, those the fallen angels, other demon hybrids, anything of the sort. If you were hated by the angels, you were loved by her. In the way, like, enemy of my enemy. is my friend type. So instead of just going on a murderous rampage, killing to killing because hurt people like Azrael, ends up trying to fight to protect others, trying to stay up top, hear news, and, well, save as many people from angel harm that she can. And that kind of goes into how she died. It was this young, half demon, half human girl standing what seemed to be a cliff, but not of her will. There were two people there, one of them a demon and one of them an angel, both of them threatening to throw her off. Which, to Karma, that was weird because it almost seemed like this angel was working with the demon. And that's not something they do. Besides, this wasn't like a blasphemous creature for both of them. It was only half demon, half human. Like, this is something only angels really attack, and not like a half angel, half demon, which they both dislike. But Karma doesn't care about the suspiciousness when someone's potentially in danger. Karma shows up, causing a ruckus, fights, and then this is when the little angel there pushed this girl off of the cliff. Karma only there to protect, not there in the name of revenge, and like she used to be, immediately went to go try to catch her, to fly after and save this young girl's life. And that is where she was killed. Diving down the cliff, trying to catch up. A spear was thrown through her, and she was impaled and died from all of that. Because, impaling tends to kill people. I don't know about you, but I'd be dead if I were impaled. And Karma was too. And even then, with this situation of, well, protecting a child, was a child herself, he quickly gained Wish's blessing, and became the god of fire. Which, that does go into the next thing, just an explanation of the girl, which Karma quickly learns, is that she was talked into by both this angel and the demon. Neither group liked Karma, because Karma went after both of them, because Karma saw both of them as evil. Because they both were kind of evil, at least to her. So they decided to work together, and they convinced this young, hybrided girl to act like she's in danger. She paid actor, but when push came to shove, they were always willing to kill her, and she didn't realize that they were willing to put her life was not gonna live no matter what happened, whether Karma ended up dying or not. Which just kind of goes into the sad reality that even when Karma knew that this was clearly meant to be a trap, she still saved her life for the kid, because to Karma, just like her, she didn't know any better. And that is why Karma, when she came back, still successfully saving the girl that had became her legacy. Not one of violence that Azrael originally left behind, even though Karma would like you to believe that sometimes. It was always one in the name of people, more particularly in the children that weren't the children that deserved to live, but the world wasn't ready for them. Type business. You know what? I'm lining this. I've decided, I was thinking about it, I'm lining it. Which I will say, that is one reason why I always draw Karma's association with the bell, is because Azrael had an association with the bell. It is a tie to Azrael. And her becoming a god of fire was for the very particular reason that, as both half angel and half demon, had access to both hellfire and holy fire. And used it to fight a lot, and still does. Like, a lot of the gods have actually been taken out of their element. For example, Alger becoming the god of winter. He had nothing to do with snow until he died in a blizzard. Karma is one of the ones that fire had always been her entire life, or at least a part of it. And now, something that I wanted to talk about with Karma is the fact that her as a god, as a religious figure, is actually very unique and different from how the other gods work. Like, if you think about a god, like, nearly anyone can worship them. Anyone can come to church on Sunday. But Karma is one of the few that is actually considered a closed religion. So you can't just worship Karma. Or at least you can, but you don't get any of the blessings. In order to become a worshiper, you have to either be or have ties to what we call a child of Karma. There are other ways to prove your worth to the deity. However, you really have to have ties to a child of Karma or be one yourself. Now, a child of Karma is the name of the majority of worshippers for Karma, as she doesn't really, like, you don't really become a worshiper. The people that become a worshiper are usually children that get kicked out by their families. Like, say, just a real life example, if someone's mom and dad was homophobic and they found out that their child was gay and decided to kick them out of the house. Oh, so, well, this kid wandering around, lost, afraid, nowhere to go, those are the people that become children of Karma. That's why a good chunk of children of Karma are hybrids. Because hybrids, they genuinely have some stigma to them always. And Karma herself is a hybrid. Yeah. So the majority of Karma's followers, while not children, were children at some point under Karma. And she, unlike a lot of gods where, they say, hey, like, you're supposed to worship, tithing, stuff like that, there is really nothing. Like, actual followers of Karma, these children of Karma, do view her as a parental mother figure and not like a deity. Because Karma is an more of an active present in their life and actively gives them food. That's also why I tie Karma with the stories of the will-o-wisps, because if you don't know, will-o-wisps are sometimes described to be lost souls, and, well, Karma guides and protects, and these little wisps, which they have a different name. I made a whole video making them and stuff. These little servants. I can't remember. I might have called them a flare or something like that. But yeah. They pretty much, with the wandering in the forest, they find people and they just take those in need, and they don't necessarily need to be children. If you're an adult and you happen to be that same thing, like rejected by society, then karma will also take you in. If you happen to be in trouble, karma will also take you in, but it's very unlikely you become a follower just because you were in some trouble for a time. Karma does not discriminate, even against other like full blood angels that she actively fought against because they were her main oppressors. She lets them in as well, as long as you be respectful to her worshippers. And with that, Karma genuinely really hates authority. Pure blooded anarchist right here. But like, she's definitely my most liberal character. Now, liberal, I need to be very clear. Liberal is not meaning like you support or even a Democrat. Most Democrats are not liberals, they're left. Liberal supports smaller government. That's what being a liberal is. And so, in a usually liberal philosophies, they've got a big focus on charity and stuff. So her temples are like a big charity work of they are just shelters that can be found like nearly in every single place of the world to give them a place to stay, to give them food to eat, and yeah. We'll see. We're a minute, well, not a minute. We're an hour 30 into this, and I was wondering, because we're at a good ending point. I talked about all the big points that I wanted to, just a little bit about Azrael, Karma's backstory, her followers and worshippers. But I'm thinking if I should draw the younger Karma or not. Because I did, for the ones that there's a big change, I've always done it for, but I haven't done it for everyone. But I think I might for Karma. Just because her outfit would be way different than it was. But I don't even know where to begin. Also, something that I've been realizing in my entire large epilogue discussion of Karma's backstory is that I forgot to draw her tails. She's got two of them. You know what? I'm just gonna screw it, pen, draw them in right now. It looks dumb, but at least she's got them. I'm. We're all humans here. We're all imperfect. We all sometimes forget to draw that your character, whose one key feature is these two tails, forget to draw them entirely. There we go. I drew them twice. Let's go. Maybe I'll add in the black streaks. Make them look more time, thoughts, and effort put into them. Hmm. 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 Oh, sorry. I guess just before that, I go on to drawing younger karma, since I'm still deciding if I want to or not. Um, I should be streaming next Tuesday again. We'll be talking about one of my favorite girls. I'm gonna grab my sketchbook here. I always like to end off, or at least talk about what we'll be doing next time. I wonder if I've got a color drawing of her. I do! Yeah, we'll be talking about one of my favorite girls next week on Tuesday, and that will be Kaleo. And, I didn't put my Discord in the description this time, because usually I'm just talking to myself. But you should be able to find it in my channel description somewhere. If you want to be alerted for when we do that character live stream. Because it's going to be fun, because we get to talk about just silly stuff. Kaleo's a silly one, alright? A really silly one. Because when we talk about Kaleo, we have to talk about... Well, we don't have to, but I want to. We're going to connect to her. Because, yeah. It's the same thing of when I did Yumiko. I talked about how I'm married to Nure. We gotta talk about the toxic situationship of the gods between Kaleo and Valkyrie. The god of weather and the god of peace. It's great. It'll be a great time. And yeah. I always feel bad keeping like this whole big chunk of page not drawn on, but I don't. It doesn't need to be that way. It doesn't need to be drawn on. Very important notes. Very important notes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I will draw younger Karma today. I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. At least when I do these, I know where I'm gonna begin. I don't even know where to begin. And it's not in the way that it's like I don't even know what to do and I actually do know what to do. I just don't am not confident enough in myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I think I won't draw younger Karma just for that reason, because Karma hasn't changed much in at least physical appearance. Still had wings, two tails, claws, and hoovies. The only thing that would be really different is the fact that her horns would be smaller and her outfit, which I have no idea how I want to design. But yeah, so see you guys Tuesday. And we'll be talking about the God of Weather. Gotta flip here. Not that one, this one. There we go. We've got 3 more gods left. This is gonna be Kaleo. And trust me when I say you wanna be here for you. I might split you into 2 different streams because I feel like it's gonna take that long. You might take 2 different papers because that's the god of entertainment, and pardon, but I gotta go crazy because everyone I just kind of made up on a whim, except for them, except for Echo. Oh, very important note. I can't believe I forgot to bring this up. Important last note. Gotta grab my pen. .411. She's short. This is the shortest god, and it needs to be known. My mother of revolution is tiny. I guess tiny short laugh at her. But yeah, that's all. The first of the new age of gods, the new age of deities, and yeah, I'm excited. This has been a good stream. Bye. Bye everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I can't believe I had 2 other people on for this long. This is a new for me. Well, yeah. Bye.